Welcome to the Safeguarding and Domestic Abuse sector for professionals working in the world of safeguarding and domestic abuse, and for anyone who believes in harnessing the power of sector-led learning and improvement. The conversation unfolds week by week, season by season. In this space, expect to hear me talk about this work which has the ability to change lives, alongside having powerful conversations with those who are taking action and can inspire us on our learning and improvement journey. This is the Safeguarding and Domestic Abuse sector. So welcome, Sue. Thank you very much for joining us. Can you tell me what feelings you had when you were asked to participate in a review after suffering a traumatic bereavement?
I was pleased and relieved that I got the phone call from Bromley, because what happened to Chelsea just was unbelievable. And I was surprised actually that the review took so long to come around, considering she died in September 23. And they phoned me, I think it was in March 25. But having said that, I was really pleased that that was going to take place.
So you were pleased, but then there's also a part of you that's got to dig deep to do it, I guess. So what motivated you to say yes?
Well, I was with her for such a long time, and I could see her going down and nothing being done. And I just thought, well, if I can play a part in this that, can help other people, then fine. I think, it needed to be, I think it needed to be done earlier.
And can you tell me a little bit about what did you do to prepare for it?
Well, I had quite a number of notes that I'd taken when I was round Chelsea's house. And I knew that when I took on that sort of task of being her contact, that I had to safeguard myself. So I always carried a pad and a pen with me. And I kept those notes, and fortunately, I never threw them away because they came in handy. I think most of my preparation had already been done. I'd got it all there, and I just had to find the notes, type them up, and go from there.
And did the process of being involved support you in any way?
Um, yes, I think it did. I found going through it again, I found it very therapeutic, um, and it confirmed to me that there could have been more that should have been done. I just sometimes, your hands are tied, and mine were a bit, and I couldn't do that much because I wasn't next of kin. But I did find going over it, it did put into, it registered to me that I really couldn't have done any more.
Yes, that's an important part of closure, I guess. And can you describe the experience of seeing the whole picture of the system in the final report?
I thought the final report was very informative, and I thought, when I saw that some of the comments in there, that action should have been taken and weren't taken, and there were references in that report, and I'm sure that when these people are trained, they know about those references and what they should be looking for. I just think that they learn from what they've, from this report, from this exercise. I just don't, I was actually very surprised, and I was quite shocked actually what I'd seen written down there.
Okay,
And I thought the report was really good actually.
excellent. Because it's the complexity of that system and the networks, isn't it, and the way it all fits together, that we don't often get to see.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I they get their training, but you don't know what is going on in the background there, where all these references and things like that. And I appreciate that they don't have an easy job, and they are very busy and they're probably stretched. But, I couldn't understand how someone could walk away from what I saw in that house
Okay.
and not do much about it.
Yes, that's powerful. Thank you. So, on the whole, looking at the whole experience, do you have advice for anyone who's considering being involved in a review like this?
I would say you've got to think about the person, like Chelsea,
Yeah,
the victim, I suppose, in one way.
yeah,
And I think you should go over the case in your mind to see if you agree with the review. And if you do, that you will be supported along the way. And hopefully at the end, feel that you have made a valid contribution. And, I just, it did to me, I was glad I did it because, as I said before, I realised I could do much more. There's not a
no,
lot more that I could do.
no. And another reflection on it all now, having done the months together with you, is that if without your contribution, it wouldn't have been a rounded narrative. So it would have been half the story, really. So that was hugely important and powerful from the review's perspective to have both. So thank you very much. I appreciate you speaking to me today, and I appreciate you so much for being involved in the review. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you.
Are you ready to find out more about independent review work? You can download my free workshop, which is called How to Establish an Independent Review Practice, which aligns with the next steps in your career, to find out how you can begin your journey to independent review work. If you are watching on social media, click the link in the comments. If you are listening to the podcast, click the link in the show notes. Thank you for listening. If this episode has been useful or enlightening, please leave me a review on iTunes. I'm always open to feedback, and I will really appreciate your review.